And it's time for the Dungeon Dweebs.
So REITHA, you are in a room with Grayson. What would you like to do?
Do you know what they want from me? I'll ask Grayson.
Well, they need to confirm that you are who the pendant says you are.
No, I know. I figured that out. What are they gonna do to me to figure that out?
They have a blood mage and a cleric on hand. Simply draw some blood and run a few tests more so on the blood than you, and that should confirm whether or not there are any markers that link your blood to your supposed parents.
The little boy and the lady that we saw, are they part of their family?
Yes, that was Lady Catherine Silver and her son Heston.
They don't look anything like me. I don't think these are my parents. I think you're wrong.
And I think you should look in a mirror.
Shut up.
As you guys are kind of talking, your vision starts to go a little blurry, and Grayson's still there with you, but the room around you has transformed into what you recognize as the Field of Ashes. And then you see Grayson, and he transforms into the form of the man that you know as Father.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know I'm not where I'm supposed to be or doing what I'm supposed to do, but they're saying stuff about me. Are you really here?
You feel a couple of different hands on your arms and back, and you turn and you see dozens of faces looking at you. Faces of the children that were sacrificed during your time in the cult.
Oh, I think REITHA just screams and just kind of scrambles from where she is.
You feel yourself back into a wall, and you turn to look. You see the altar that was used for the sacrifices, and you see that there is a figure on top of it. The faces of the children that were killed are gone. Father is gone. It's just you, the altar, the figure on the altar, and the field of ashes.
What does the figure on the altar look like?
You stand up and you look at the altar, and you see Lona with a dagger in her heart.
No. Can I run forward and try to heal her?
She's already dead.
I don't have a diamond in the vision, but can I revivify? I'll try to press the coin because that's the only divine thing I have, but I'll...
As you begin running towards the altar, the field of ashes begins to spin, and you feel yourself floating above some sort of market. And you see Aaron there, walking through the market. Looks like he's begging for food. And as he's walking through the market, at one point, he gets pushed into an alleyway, and you see the meager coin purse that he has and his jewelry pouch are cut away from him, and his throat is slit. Feel yourself kind of flung backwards, and now you're in a battlefield. Corpses everywhere, some of them covered in green, others not. And on top of a hill, you see an obsidian throne. Your vision shifts again, and you see Simon fighting some sort of feral creature that looks like, and it looks like the child that was with Catherine. or so. And then you see Simon again, this time in front of Cairnhold. You see he sprouted fangs, and behind him is a blast of ash in the shape of the wings that you saw during the fight with the Riftwalkers. And you see new wings growing in their place. Your vision spins again, and now you find yourself in darkness. Floating in front of you is a gray orb.
I don't understand. My lady, I don't understand what you're trying to tell me. Why would you show me that? What is this? I look at the orb.
You see that the orb is split into 4 even pieces. And as you move closer, you feel 2 different types of power, one on your left and one on your right.
What does it feel like?
The one on your left, you feel, is a very calm type of power, almost like waves hitting the shore and returning back to the ocean. Peaceful, to say the least. Calm and controlled. And the one on your right, you feel an almost chaotic energy. Something that's just asking to be released. It manifests itself in a dark purple aura. It feels powerful, like it has the ability to shift reality. Each of them have equal and opposite feels, and you feel something telling you to make a choice. Calm and controlled power, or wild and chaotic.
Calm and controlled got my siblings killed. Wild and chaotic almost killed my friends. I don't want to be out of control. I need to be in control to help my friends. To find my siblings. 'Cause they're in trouble. I'll reach out towards the calm, the rhythmic feelings of the ocean, the rhythmic sounds of the waves.
You reach out, you feel the chaotic power disappear, and this calm sense of power starts to wrap its way down your body. You feel it collect around your chest, the same place where you originally felt that pain. And then it disappears, and you see that the orb in front of you that was once gray is now partially shining with that same blue light. Then you black out, and you feel yourself kind of being woken up by someone, and you open your eyes and you see Grayson looking down at you. Anna, what happened?
Am I still wearing the suppression cuff?
You are.
I'll take it off. How does it feel?
You feel in control, and the pain does not appear. What this means, and make a note of this, once per long rest, you can resist the effect of the wild magic. So the count will stay the same, but you can choose to deny it.
Okay. Got it.
You hear a knock on the door opens, and you see a butler. They're ready to begin the testing. Lord Alistair has finished talking to the other man, Simon.
Why'd they need to talk to Simon?
Just gathering information. They're ready for you now.
Okay. I'll chuck the suppression cuff as hard as I can at Grayson. Like I'm trying to hurt him.
His mage hand catches it.
I hate you! Bye!
You're led by the butler to the main house, And on your way there, you pass by Eston. He's obviously much younger than you, probably about 7 or 8 years old. Now that you're seeing him a little bit more clearly, you're able to tell that. He's holding his mother's hand, just kind of watching you.
Hi.
He's kind of hides himself in his mother's dress.
I'll look up at the mother. Hi, Lady Catherine, is that your name? And I'll do an awkward curtsy.
Yes, and your name is?
Anna?
Anna. It's a pretty name. And you realize the woman that you're looking at looks like an older version of Lillian.
I won't say anything, 'cause weird. And they might discover this as we go anyway. So Lillian can have her peace for however long she's gonna have it. So I just kind of cock my head to the side and just say, I like your dress is very pretty.
Me too. Continue.
Yeah. Sorry. Bye. I'll wave to the two.
Heston just kind of peeks out a little bit and waves. And you're ushered into the house, where you see a man in robes the colors of the silver house, which is blue and silver, and a woman as well. The woman looks pretty normal. She seems to have some sort of mark on her cloak. You're not sure what god it's depicting, but you can tell that she's the cleric, and the other man is unascended with bright red hair.
What does the symbol look like on her cloak?
It looks like a scale.
Okay, like scales of justice kind of scale?
Yes.
So, what do I have to do? You're gonna test me or something?
You see the man with the red hair conjures a bowl in front of him. Not exactly test you, but your blood. And he hands you a small knife. Just a few drops will suffice.
Okay, it's clean, right? You seem like you know what you're doing. I'll just kind of cut really fast so I don't try not to feel it.
Small stream of blood drips into the bowl. You see the cleric begin to cast a spell, and the cut on your hand heals.
Thank you.
Please feel free to explore with the butler. We should have the results of the tests in just a few hours.
Okay. Mr. Butler, sir, can you take me to my friends?
We're not exactly sure where either of them are currently, but you're welcome to have a tour of the house if you'd like.
Yeah, they might not wanna, spend time with me right now anyway. Blew their plans apart. I could stay here and watch what you do? With my blood? I feel like I should know what you're doing with my blood.
The mages have already left the room.
Is Lord Alistair Silver there?
He is not.
Okay, then can I talk to Lady Catherine again?
If you like. I believe she's out in the courtyard. This way.
Okay.
And he leads you back out the same way that you came in. You see Catherine sitting on a bench. This time she's alone. Heston is somewhere else at this point. She is reading a book.
What you reading?
She looks up. Oh, just a novel. It's something I like to do in my spare time. Everything is in order, I trust.
I don't know. Yeah, is The Lord guy your husband? I don't know.
Yes, Alistair is my husband.
Yeah, that guy. He kind of had, like, they all took my blood and walked out, and I was gonna ask some questions, but they just walked out. You look familiar.
Oh?
Yeah, I mean, supposedly they're testing me to see if I'm related to you. But, I mean, I have a mom and a dad. I don't know. I told them, like, I have a whole family. Like, I don't know why they're checking me. But, yeah. You look familiar. Do I look familiar?
Not really.
Inside check.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
That is a 28 total.
Yeah, no, she's being mostly truthful. She doesn't recognize you, but something about you is familiar. But it's like a distant sort of familiarity. Not something that she knew personally, but she had a connection to.
So you do kind of see something. I mean, you're a good liar, but I'm pretty smart. So you do kind of see something.
She smiles a little bit. Perhaps I do. You have magic.
I do. I can heal. I mean, I can do a lot of other cool stuff, but I can also heal.
I have a little bit of magic myself.
Can you show me?
Well, I could, but then that would eliminate the mystery. Everybody likes a good mystery, don't they? I know I do.
Yeah, but I think I've had plenty of mystery, and I think I'm kind of just going for a little bit of straightforward coolness. I mean, you don't have to show me if you don't want to, but, like, you don't have to wrap it up in a mystery.
I guess a small demonstration isn't out of order. She sets her book down and she puts her hands out in front of her. Almost like asking you to do the same. Just put your hands on hers.
I'll do what she's gesturing to her.
And she pulls her hands just a little bit down so that there's a good amount of space between your hands. And you feel a little bit of warmth in your hands, and you see small streaks of electricity racing between your hands and hers.
Cool. I'll cast, like, thaumaturgy to make kind of like a burst of light come out of my hand and go through the veins of lightning into hers. Just like a harmless effect.
Seems our magic is rather compatible. She closes her hands and stops whatever spell it is.
Lady Catherine, like I said, they think I'm related to you. You and I kind of seem familiar to each other. I still don't think, like, I have anything. I have stuff I need to do for my family, and I think us being here is just wasting your very, very important looking husband's time. So do you think you could, like, talk to him and, like, get him to let us leave?
If the tests prove negative, you'll be free to leave with your friends.
I mean, I know. I just have stuff. It's okay. Thanks for showing me your magic. I mean, if I am related to you in some way, I suppose it wouldn't be bad. You seem nice. And I'll kind of skip away in the direction of the guest houses, I suppose.
You just hear the quick patter of feet trying to keep up with you from the butler. Gil, what are you doing after breakfast?
Walking the halls. Just the endless amount of halls and just not investigating, but just listening to conversations between the maids and the butlers and maybe anyone else. He's just quietly listening in and moving about.
Yeah, as you pass by a courtyard, you see Roland is sparring with Reggie, just correcting his footwork and giving him a few tips on how to correct his form and fight against an opponent. You haven't seen Lillian around since this morning, but as you get closer to the guest house again, a rather short, stockier maid steps in front of you.
Hello.
Well, this just won't do. Come with me. This way. Kind of waves you in the direction of the guest house.
Gil follows reluctantly.
She gets you in a room. Take off your clothes. There's a bath in the next room. Get in it.
What?
Take off your clothes. Get in the bath.
Gil, unceremoniously, just no thought for privacy or anything, just starts doing it.
She is completely unfazed and gathers up your clothes, and you just see them burst into flames.
I made those.
I don't care. Get in the bath.
Steps into the water and just turns brown.
You see the water just cleans itself, and this process just happens like 3 or 4 times. And eventually the maid comes in. Alright. Time for a shave. And she holds up a razor.
What?
The beard. It's leaving your face.
I bite.
I bite harder. She tosses you a towel.
He throws it on. He actually just dries himself and drops it. Let's get this over with.
She points you over to a mirror. Take a seat.
Sits.
She starts shaving your face, and after about 5-10 minutes, the beard is gone and you are clean shaven for the first time in your life. And about 30 minutes later, you have clean cut hair, and she leads you back into the other room, and there is a fresh set of clothes for you. Put these on.
I feel cold.
Then put on the clothes and you won't feel as cold. It's winter.
That's not the reason. He
I don't care.
does that. He starts... What kind of clothing is this? Is it just like finer clothing, or is this...
Yeah, I mean, it's like slacks, a button up. Yeah.
Something Gil would recognize at least.
No, not at all. You've been away from civilization for 30 years.
He knows how to put on pants. The button up, he has no idea about the button up. So he's just like unbuttoned, just straight pecs and abs.
She walks over and just starts buttoning your shirt. You're hopeless.
It's restricting my movement.
Yes, but at least you look like a gentleman now.
I don't like that.
She helps you into the jacket that goes over it. Huh. Now, at least you look presentable.
Reaches for his bow and quiver.
Nope, don't touch those.
You're expecting me to walk around unarmed.
This is a fairly safe place. She walks over to another corner of the room where there's a belt hanging on a rack. Put this on. She tosses it to you. On it is a scabbard for a short sword and 2 straps for daggers on the back.
She puts it on.
Now, I'm going to take your other weapons and have them modified so that they don't have to be so bulky. They'll be back in the room in a few hours. And she grabs them and walks out the door.
Gil's alone in the room with Varuna, clean shaven, no longer like the dirty, clumps of dreads in nice clothing.
And you see Varuna's scales have been polished.
We're looking shiny. And I
think REITHA comes into the room to pet Varuna sneakily and just does not recognize Gil. It's like, what are you doing in my friend's room? Who are you?
It's...
Oh my... Oh, what did they do to you?
I don't know. I don't like it.
Oh.
He looks very handsome now.
Like...
You look so different.
Like, you can... It's no longer dirt and ash that's covered his skin. It's, like, very sun-kissed brown, almost. Under the shirts that you can't see, it's just the amount of scarring and bite marks he has across his body is insane.
And this is a very well-tailored outfit as well.
You look so weird.
It's hugging his form, and he's not liking it.
Maybe you should get, like, a dress, you know, because, like, it's all, like, loose, and you can, like, flow around and run around, and it's pretty great. I think you would
You hear
like
the door reopen and the maid peeks back in. Ah, there you are. Come with me.
What? What's happening?
Don't follow. You'll end up like me.
No. I don't want to be different. I'm gonna try and escape this one.
You just feel your legs stick together and you just fall over as you're trying to run away. She points at you. Get out of the room, now.
Are you safe?
She raises a hand.
I'm gonna leave. Varuna, take care of her.
Varuna is perfectly comfortable in her nest of towels.
Oh no.
The door closes behind you and locks, and REITHA, you feel your legs become your own again. Clothes off, in the bath.
Oh! Okay, I haven't... Okay. Is it, like, deep enough to swim?
It's large enough for you. You disrobe, she gathers her clothes, and you see them go up in front.
Wait! I like that dress!
Wonderful. I have other clothes for you. You need a serious haircut.
I haven't cut my hair ever. It's so long.
Yes, that's the problem. Half of it's dead anyways.
Just, like, don't make it too short.
You finish your bath. She sits you in front of the mirror, kind of combs out your hair, getting all the knots out of it, and then cuts it just a little bit longer than your shoulders. She kind of takes 2 parts of your hair, braids it into just kind of a crown around the back of your head, and then braids the rest of it. There, you look like a proper lady now.
I'm not a lady.
Did I ask? And she leads you back into the other room, and you see a very nice, still green dress laid out on the bed with a little bit of a silver trim on it.
This is pretty.
And you slip into the dress, she ties up the back for you.
Is it like actually like one of those like lady type corseted dresses, or it's like a normal dress?
It's a loose fitting skirt, but it feels comfortable at least. The top is a little bit less comfortable, but it's not uncomfortable to move in.
As soon as me and Gil are back in like the same area, I'm gonna like scrunch my nose up at and like look really unhappy.
It happened to you too.
Why does it have to be so tight?
Dear, that's not even the tightest it could be. Right, they'll see you for dinner in the pavilion. She points to a door leading out of the guest house. Go that way in about an hour. Dinner should be ready then.
Should we go now or should we wait for an hour?
I'm gonna go walk around.
Wait, can I come with you? It's so big here, I don't want to get lost.
And you guys begin walking around the grounds. And now back to the matter at hand. Hey everyone, I hope you're enjoying the story so far, but I just want to take a little bit of time to say thank you for listening to our podcast. This is something that we do with the little bit of spare time that we have, and we're doing everything we can to make our content as good as it can be. If you want to keep up to date with all of our content, including some potential bonus content, don't forget to follow us on social media. Our Instagram handle is @dungeondweebspod. If you want to chat with other viewers, post memes, or discuss the episodes, you can do so on our subreddit at r/dungeondweebs. Last but not least, most of our audience comes from word of mouth, so tell your friends, tell your family, tell your own DM and players to listen in and join the party. We're on most platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and even iHeartRadio. Thanks again for your support. Let's jump right back into the story. Simon, staring back at you, is the face of your mentor.
Simon with a face of shock. What am I looking at? He just starts scanning, head to toe, looking for any defaults of this imposter.
Now, I know this must be a little bit of a surprise. I know I'm supposed to be dead. It didn't take.
Oh, that's a nice trick. Apparently there's no respect for the dead. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
You're welcome to try.
If the guard has a weapon, he'll just grab the weapon and start chasing this person.
Go ahead and roll to hit.
19.
19, she steps out of the way. Really? A short sword? You wouldn't be more comfortable with a dagger? She pulls one off her belt and tosses it to you.
He's seeing red, like, how dare this person? How dare this person?
Really, interrupting my meal, and she's going to attempt to push you. You're a bit sturdier than the last time we sparred. It's been a couple years, hasn't it?
You're not her. Get that fucking face off of you! Simon is... I guess his little wing trick is starting to flicker, and some of the dye that he had in his hair is starting to burn off slowly.
Oh, that's a new trick.
Yeah, I'm just gonna... I'm now trying to attempt to tackle this person.
Sure, go for it.
16. 13 plus 3.
She beats you with a 17 and steps out of the way.
Is there anything in this scenario that's happening? Like, Simon is raging, more or less, but he's analyzing this person.
Her moves are exactly the same as your mentor's.
The face of his rage is starting to dissipate, and he's just very confused.
And she tosses a dagger at you. You catch it. She steps in, pins your arm behind your back, and holds a knife from her boot to your neck. You still forgot rule number 1. Always fight dirty. She pushes you to the ground and puts the knife back in her boot. Now, can we talk?
I saw you. No, that's... What?
You saw me die, yes, like I said. It didn't take. Well, it did, but I guess the technical term is undead.
How?
She pulls up her lip and reveals a fang. Memories, honey.
Do I even know what the fuck that means?
I mean, you would know of them of, like, an urban myth, but that's about it. The whole wooden stakes to the heart kills them type of thing.
Who did this to you? What?
Yeah, the buyer that wanted the coin, he was a vampire. He killed everybody, turned me. I think that might have been an accident. And then I killed him, and now I'm here, embezzling money from this very generous family.
How long?
How long have I been embezzling money? A few months now.
How long have you been running around?
4 or 5 years, give or take. Honestly, I didn't know if you were still alive or not, so...
Did you even bother to look? I buried everyone.
Yes, that was rather annoying to dig myself out of. I was dead for a few days.
Simon will stop and clench his fists and center himself from all the swirling emotions he's got going on. And he opens his eyes again and just... I need the full story. What happened? If you're alive and you're saying a vampire, the buyer, had an accident after killing you, and now you're here, you have to fill in the blanks, please.
I gave him the coin. The coin didn't do what he wanted it to do, and he went on a little bit of a blood frenzy. Killed all of us. I was the only one who came back. That's all there is to it.
Why are you here? You're here to steal money.
Well, it takes money to start an empire, honey.
Are you trying to be queen of the country now?
Oh, not the country, maybe the underground. After all, immortality has its perks.
You always had delusions of grandeur in some sense.
Oh, they're not delusions, honey. I am, however, after something very specific here, and if you'd like to help, might just be like old times.
Simon stays quiet for a few seconds. What do you need?
What do you know about the Fey realm?
Same stories like always: unicorns, pixies, flowers with the shape of a goblin, maybe.
Well, it's not exactly like that, but yeah, that about sums it up.
What about it?
So, obviously, you know the stories, vampires are from the Fey realm, yada yada, pets of the Nightmare Court, all that. All of that being partially true, while I am a vampire, there's a higher form of vampire that's much more powerful and has real immortality, so to say. Takes a small ritual. I have a house set up outside of Cairnhold to host that ritual in. I just need to collect a couple more materials.
What's the difference between what you are now and before? What does true immortality mean?
You see, the types of vampires that can change other people into vampires are alphas. Now, the buyer of the coin originally was not an alpha, so I'm not exactly sure how that worked. That must be a byproduct. There's not really that much information on vampires, and most of the stories are rather fake. Stake to the heart doesn't exactly work, obviously. I mean, you killed the vampire. You did kill the vampire, right, Donovan?
Yeah, no, I did. Yeah.
Obviously, the stake myth is false. I don't burn in the sun, unless you consider a light sunburn, but that's comes with the trade, I suppose.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, this is a lot. This is a lot. You still haven't answered the question of why you want to ascend, really.
Power, darling. Being able to turn others into vampires. It would essentially be an immortal underground, run by yours truly, and you if you'd care to join.
Can I remember her ambitions as when I was younger? Like, what was her goals? What were her, ideas usually revolve around them? Besides, the next big deal. What was, the big goal in her mind when she was alive?
Her goal was basically to start a criminal empire. Organized crime for all of the human kingdoms. And she wanted to be the one that basically everybody reported to.
You know what? I've been through some crazy things since you've been gone, and weirdly enough, while you're not the top of what the hell is happening to my life scale, you're right there. You really are. What are you trying to grab? I like to help.
Well, I have the unicorn blood, I have the dragon tooth.
I'm sorry.
Haven't gotten the human heart yet, that's a different matter. Then the last thing is
wait, go back.
And
two
steps. Casting the spell.
2 steps. 2 steps back. Unicorn blood?
Yes.
Where the fuck did you get that?
The black market, obviously.
Say no more. Okay. The human heart part is easy enough to find. You can find any schmuck out there.
Yes, like I said, the dragon tooth I already have. The last 2 things I need are 1, a mortal to cast the spell. That would be you, and a host. A virgin host, specifically.
Wait a minute, a host? What do you mean a host?
Yes, the ritual summons a fey spirit that turns the host into a vampire. It's just a matter of interrupting that process and taking the power instead of it being given to the host.
Is there any survivors in this scenario?
I'd put it at the toss of a coin.
You do realize I don't do magic, right? That hasn't changed.
Yes, but you can still read, can't you?
Yes, I can read well enough.
All you have to do is say the words.
Okay. So you need a host and you need a... Okay, where are we getting that then? Because I'm really hoping you're not looking to grab any of these people. And he points at the back of the main house. Because I'm in the middle of something right now.
Well...
Who is it?
Child. Not your child, the other child.
As the host?
Guarantees he's a virgin.
Does it have to be a human? Could it just not be like a dog? A puppy?
No, has to be a human, otherwise they couldn't possibly be turned into a vampire. It's probably worth mentioning that most attempts of this, although there are very few recorded, most of them usually quickly go mad, or they kill themselves, or they melted into a rather unflattering pile of goo. At least that's how the journals recorded it. I'm sure it'll be fine.
I would like to recommend you to look elsewhere in this scenario. Because, again, I'm in the middle of something, and I really, really don't need to fuck this up anymore.
Yes, but I have access. There won't be any ties to you.
I can't.
You show up, you say the words, you leave.
Yes, but I am not going to abduct a child for the hosting. That kid...
Oh, of course you're not. I am.
Sheila. Now I am doing an insight check on something.
Sure.
Yeah, because this is one of my favorite. This is one of the things I, as a player, remembered.
What are you checking for?
The nature and the psychological effect of being a vampire. How much of their humanity is affecting their decision making? I rolled 18 plus 6.
As far as you can tell, this is pretty much the same Sheila that you know. Although kidnapping is a new thing.
Yeah, we never done that. Sheila, I need... That kid does not need to be touched. You can find any kid off the street. Anyone else.
See, I could.
I'm asking you, for old time's sake, and not make my ward an only child.
Technically, you don't even know if she is the child yet.
But what if she is?
What if she is? She'll have a family.
They're going to interact in some shape or form. And knowing her, REITHA is very good with other children. Funny enough, she can make friends.
We're interrupting the process. The child's probably not going to die.
Give me a number. Give me a number, and don't be biased about it. Be honest, because the fact of the matter is, you're trying to take this kid and maybe not turn it to goo.
I'd give it a 70-30. Also, I would be the one turning into goo, not the child.
What do I have to do to convince you to back off with these kids? What do I have to do to convince you?
If you can find a different host, then great. But regardless, the ritual's happening tonight, so if you don't, well, I'm still gonna do it. I can always threaten somebody else to do the spell. That's an option.
Simon sighs heavily and just says, "You never once broke your word. I need you to promise me this kid comes home."
70-30.
Fine. Tell me where to go. I'm assuming you're gonna grab the kid.
2 miles north. 9 o'clock. Don't be late.
Sheila, I hope this is worth it.
And you hear the dinner bell ring. I believe that's your cue. You should probably go. Don't want to be hungry for the big night.
It's good to see you regardless of what's happening right now.
It's good to see you too. And you make your way to dinner.
Before we even get to the table, I just see how they're all spiffy up and everything, and it's like, what the hell happened to you?
A lot.
rephrase that. I know what happened to you. You look great, both of you, but why do you all look like you just lost the bet?
My hair's tight, and my top's tight, and everything's tight.
Gil, like, for a man that lived in the woods, you look great, honestly. And REITHA...
There's a demon that lives in this house.
The two of you just see the maid behind Simon.
Well, regardless, you both look great.
Not natural.
Try to tough it out, and Gil, you can grow it back. It's not the worst thing in the world.
She cut my hair.
Yes, and you were overdue. I've been telling you to get it cut.
Well, you seemed to take it seriously when it was Gil's beard.
You're 12.
Where were you?
Yeah, where were you?
I took a walk after my bath, which was very pleasant. Turn that frown upside down, as they like to say. You're getting a free meal, a warm bed afterwards, and maybe, just maybe, some dessert before then.
I stick my tongue out.
As you're saying this, multiple servants begin to pull out chairs and bring out dishes to the table.
The plates barely touch the table when I immediately dive for the food.
You just feel like Grayson's mage hand just push your head back.
I thought you left.
Still here. Lord Alistair stands up at the end of the table. Well, I'm glad to say that the results of the blood test have been confirmed. The child is our daughter, Eleanor Silver, lost 12 years ago.